Well, there's close and close. We're sitting here debating during the advert break there about relationships, and as Ruth said, there's close and then there's close.
I said there's close and then there's too close. Because you might have seen yesterday, there was a story in the paper about a woman who had forgiven her husband for having an emotional affair. And that kind of means, well, this is about, you know, maybe you're texting, he was texting somebody a lot, meeting up with people, you know, late night phone calls.
Is that such a crime?
Just shush, because I've got to explain before we do this debate what that means. So what we're saying is basically no sex, you see. And so the question is, does that make you unfaithful? Just having this emotional affair? Well, in my eyes it does, but that's the question we're asking. Does an emotional affair mean that you're
even though
a cheat?
there's no, like, touching or anything?
All that. Maybe a bit of kiss and cuddling.
Well, you see, now, to me, that's physical. I say once it goes physical, then that is an affair.
It's a minefield, but anyway.
You wouldn't even have to go physical. You could... The intent might just be there. Journalist Sally Windsor. Hello, Sally.
Hello.
Well, Sally thinks you're not being unfaithful until you have crossed that line and done the dirty deed with someone. And she's now with the journalist Sonia Poulton. And Sonia admits to feeling guilty after having an emotional affair with a man who was in a long-term relationship.
Yes.
Tell us this. Was there anything physical involved in that?
Well, in terms of we were kissing, yes. We met online and we developed a relationship. It was supposed to just be a friendship. That was the whole idea. He was in a long-term relationship.
Did you know you knew he was in a relationship?
Told me straight from the beginning and said, you know, we can be friends. And I said, well, you know, I might struggle with it if it was my partner. But he said, no, we can be friends. And we were very like-minded. We were intellectually matched, which you find out more online, obviously, because that's what you're dealing with. You're not dealing with the physicality. And so we developed a friendship from there. Yeah, and it, you know, obviously did become emotional.
So did it get too emotional for you? Did you get too involved in where you felt it was more than just friends?
Yes, most definitely.
What about him?
Yes, definitely he did, and that was the problem because
was that your fault or his fault?
Well, I don't think you can blame anybody when
you can.
Well, can you really?
Well, there's no fun if you don't blame anybody.
Well, OK, all right, then let's blame him.
Yeah. Right.
Seeing as he's not here, you know, I think the problem is that you do get carried away with these things, and we're lulled into a false sense of security with online relationships. This whole idea that there's this distance.
You knew what you were getting into.
Yeah, of course I knew what I was getting into, but I didn't fully. That was the reality.
It is a lovely friendship that you had, wasn't it?
Yes.
Really, that's what you had.
No,
you had a deep friendship with somebody.
No.
Who perhaps you were a bit infatuated with each other.
Yes.
And that's completely different to having, you know, something adulterous actions, adulterous feelings. You know, you had an infatuation.
Well,
and obsession with someone.
I reverse it.
And
How would you
same.
feel? Reverse it. How would you feel if your long-term partner was having these? I mean, we're talking about him texting me and calling me 20, 30 times a day.
And what were those texts about?
They could be the most basic. They
infatuation.
could be the most basic things. He could be in Waitrose saying, "I'm just shopping for dinner. What do you recommend I get?" And that would have been for him and her.
I think he sounds a bit mad and just a bit obsessed with you.
Did his partner know? He had this friendship with you, and did she know how deep it was? Because this is my problem.
He didn't.
It's the
she
keeping
didn't
it secret.
know about it. It is the keeping secrets, but it is more than that. There's an intimacy attached to it when you get to know somebody in that way round. And I personally, as I say, reverse it. I personally would really struggle if my partner was getting that close.
I do understand what you're saying, Sonia, and I also understand as well how painful that would have been for you and how attached you would have got during that time. However, I don't think it compares in any way to the fact that that gentleman didn't cross the line and the two of you didn't have that intimate relationship. I think it's completely different.
See, I think that's an old-fashioned view.
Show the constraint of, you know, not stepping over that line. We're talking about people that see each other, maybe men and women in the workplace every day, and they get to know each other so closely.
Oh yeah, but
no,
Sally,
it's completely different.
There's a
but they don't cross the line, and they, you know, and they fancy each other, and they think a lot of each other.
You can't compare
even have dreams about each other, but they don't cross the line.
You can't compare.
They're a friend.
There's adultery.
No,
can I just say they're a friend?
In the workplace.
And that's the line. There's adultery and there's not. And this is not the same.
Can I just ask you then? In an affair, when somebody's having a full-blown affair, including having sex, all the other things go with that affair. If it's just sex, it's probably a one-night stand. Yes. But if it's an affair, they're having dinners together, they're texting each other, and then the sex. So if you're having all that, you're just not having the sex. Now, I was saying when we sat down, and Eamon's got lots of female friends, and he loves women, and he's got some lovely female friends. Hello, I love you all. But I would know if someone was overstepping the line. And if I thought he was late-night texting or texting any of them 20 times a day, then And to me, that's a step too
doesn't
far.
But
there's something, Sally,
you would also
missing.
know that that's a sign of some kind of infatuation, obsession, and that's what I'm saying we're mistaking here. People have these, and then they move on in life. Sometimes you can, you know, have someone in your
That's
life,
just
you know,
part of
an
life.
awful
You can
lot,
do it
and
for
then
a
your
while.
lives move on, and you move out of that
what
space with
harm's
someone.
done?
Someone
Well,
comes
listen,
into
let's
your life
pause
and
there.
plays
Let's pause
a
there, because we know
cameo.
what you two think. We asked you this morning, this is what we're talking about, and it's all gone crazy in there, hasn't it, Stephen?
It has really gone crazy. I'll tell you something, that we've actually got two computers going, it's gone that crazy, but it's fairly one-sided here. Emily Robinson, good morning, Emily. She says, it's cheating. Emotional involvement with someone is harder to get over than just a one-night stand. And Emma Selina has a very good point here. It's cheating. First of all, they aren't with you, and secondly, there's the intention to cheat. Kissing, texting and dating are cheating and are for single people. It's just a shame some people don't end relationships before it gets to this stage. Please keep all these comments coming in.
Well, look, all I'd just like to say on this is that I think as a species we are very emotionally dull if we can't form friendships and meaningful friendships. And where I do think you cross the line is kissing. I think you can have a relationship, a caring relationship. I think he treated you as his wife to ask what he should be buying in the supermarket. I think sort of slightly crossed the line. But I think when you take the kissing out of it, why wouldn't you want to have a lovely friend and a lovely relationship?
No, that last comment just touched on it. That last comment
agree.
just took it in a nutshell. Which was, the point is that the time that he was spending with me was taking away from his relationship with her. And that is really key, because their relationship was already in danger.
Would you not want to know, Sally, if your partner was spending all this time with somebody else? Why? Why are you not... What are you getting from this person that you're not getting from me? Or should we be asking ourselves that question?
I completely would. Of course I would, Ruth. But the way I would deal with it is, what is he getting from that person? I'm single, but if I was in a relationship, I'd like to think that I'd feel, what is he getting from that person that he's not getting from me? What are our problems?
Most people know the answer to that.
Crossed the line,
most people know the answer to that.
The intimacy, once you've stepped over that intimacy line, there's no going back from it. You get some feelings for someone, some, you know, your strong, sensitive emotional connection with someone. You move on.
If emotionally and physically and whatever you keep each other occupied at home, there's no need really for anyone to
stray. Do you know what, though? It's quite an old-fashioned attitude, this whole idea that only having sex, only being physical is an affair, because we're much more psychologically savvy.
That is what adultery is.
We're much more psychologically savvy these days. We know about emotions. We might not have so much 30, 40 years ago when we put more emphasis on sexual
we could talk all morning.
The whole human race of having
But you still haven't answered the question. You still haven't
of...
answered the question of whether you'd be happy with your partner having that intimate relationship with somebody for 9 months.
I want to let you into...
Sending a message out there, I wouldn't be happy.
I want to let you into a secret of how I keep myself attached to my wife. And being Valentine's Day...
Oh, gosh.
What's that?
Just stick your hand in there, darling. See, it won't bite. No, darling, wrong hand.
Oh, that one.
Just so you, isn't it? There, right.
What is that?
Well, that's when Ruth and I go out together.
It's joint
we can keep
mittens.
snug and warm together like that.
Is it bad that I didn't think it was for that? Sorry.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's some weird sex toy, and I haven't worked out.
Looks like little woolly pants or something.
You're cute.
Okay.
It looks like something. I'm not sure we can discuss it on daytime TV.
Thank you very much. Great debate. Keep your comments coming. Love to know what you think. We've got a competition for you now. Only one way to be.
I'm going to phone my lover tonight and ask her what she... I mean, my friend, and see what she thinks.
Don't be texting me.
Here's the...